Good morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome from Australia. My name is Chrissy, and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction updated reading for the 26th of May. Now, if you're new to my channel, we've been doing a little bit of a vote off for a special name. We're creating our own little world over here, and we've had a few names coming through, and I haven't actually come to the final conclusion yet. I've still got to go through your messages and kind of add them up, but at the moment, we have got one in the front running, which is Terabella, which means earth beauty. So I think, there's a high probability that that could be the winner, but I've still got to go through all that. We had a couple that were close in the running as well. So thanks for all your replies and having your vote, and then that makes it easier for me to just use our word over here for our little world. Because if you're new to my channel, we're not going to be part of the New World Order. And so we're creating our own world of freedom and beauty. And anyway, so I'm just going to close my eyes today and we'll just get started and see if there's any messages coming through. Now they're showing me like a campfire. So they're showing me like the sticks, and the fire's all prepared. So it's got, usually you put your kindling in, then you put your sticks sort of up, in that teepee kind of shape. And you might have a few logs next to the fire ready to go that are going to keep that fire burning for a lot longer. But when you're first starting a fire, as anyone knows, and I know if you're in the cold countries and you live somewhere cold like I do, we know how to start fires, indoor fires and all this sort of thing. Well, this is what they're showing me, that fire has been ignited. So that spark, and they're showing me like either a lighter flicking or it could be a match, but that spark has been lit and it's starting to take hold. So that's what I'm getting. This is about the energy, and it's about things growing. It's about the information growing, the things that are coming out. The spark has been lit and it's starting to come out. Now, I talked yesterday about how fast everything was going to be brought out, like fast-tracked, really. And I do believe that's what's kind of happening. But the fire that they're showing me today is about the exposure. So it's about the exposure of things. I often talk about fire, that it's very hard to put spot fires out because they keep smouldering for many, many months sometimes in the tree trunks. Well, this fire has actually been lit, and it's been lit by us. So it's been lit by people fighting back, people pushing back against mandates, people who have been injured. These fires are being lit. And this is that indication of, because they're showing me the fires being lit all over the world, and it's causing this ginormic glow. You think about it, sometimes they talk about when there's the big California fires, for example, the ones we had here in Australia, they often say that with the satellite, you can actually still see the fires from that far away. They take snapshots and pictures of them, and it really lights up. Well, that's what I'm getting with this message of the fires being lit now. Everything is starting to really light up, and it's saying in our favour. So what was hidden is not hidden anymore. So this is putting a light on everything. And you think about it, there's been a lot of information coming out in the last few weeks to do with many, many things that it's hard for people to not see it, is what I'm saying. And I talk about the people waking up a lot, but they are seeing it and they're feeling it, they're sensing it, they're knowing it. It's like what we went through back in, a year and a half ago. We went through this knowing that something wasn't right. Well, now they're going through it. I even said yesterday, some of the ones in the mass psychosis are they're feeling uneasy and unsettled as well, because it's just going on and on and on. You would have to, like I said the other day, be living in a cave with no connection to the outside world to not see any of this, because it is becoming very obvious and it's becoming in people's faces now. And like I said, it's been lit up. That spark has lit the flame and the fire and the kindling is where all the heat comes from. So this is, stirred up that heat. We're putting the heat on them, and this is causing the globe to light up. It's getting that, like I said, from the satellite, you can see all these and the light really represents the truths being highlighted and the spotlight being put on them. So what we need to do is get those logs and put them on now and get them really burning. So this continues to be that kind of slow release. If you think of a log burning, it's quite a slow process. Well, now that's what the guides are saying. Get the logs on that fire, and this is gonna make it more solid and a sustained sort of fire. We want to keep that heat on, and this is heat on government and parliamentarians. Because this is going to be like a slow burn, but it's also, we have to keep that sort of, keep the heaviness on them and keep that, like I said, just keep the heat on them, because we need that pressure on them to keep this fire going so it keeps lighting up and spreading. And that's what I'm definitely getting today, is that they are getting the heat put on them now because of the spotlight. That light is shining, and it's shining globally. People are starting to wake up to the absolute nonsense and BS that they're being fed. Like I said yesterday, spoon-fed like a baby. I'll just see what else we get today, but that's a really positive sign today, that things are being really highlighted now. And not just by us. This is about other people, the ones that have gone through their soul breakdowns are starting to rise back up into their sort of strength and their power now. I've had, for example, this is an example. I've had two people, or one was particularly always attacking me on Facebook if I posted anything. But she actually put a funny meme on yesterday about, I think it was the Joker from Batman, you might have seen it, and some clown or something from the It movie. And it was saying, oh, this is the Corona V, showing monkeypox around the house. Like, it was like this funny sort of meme, and it was like even she was taking the mickey out of all of this. Now that was huge, because she is someone who was adamant about, we were letting the teams down and we needed to listen to the doctors and nurses, and she told me that. She attacked me for that, and now she's posting memes of that. And another girl I know who would be jabbed also posted the same meme, and it was like, okay, that's kind of odd. It's almost like they're taking the mickey out of this now. So you've got to start to see, you might have had that happen to you too, and it's kind of just leave them to it, because they're starting to feel, like I said the other day, they're starting to feel stupid. They're starting to feel that shame, that guilt, the stupidity of being sucked into all this. Now they're hearing about all these other things like the pandemic treaty, and like I said, our Prime Minister has shot overseas straight away. As soon as he got elected, he was gone to some big world meeting. And, you can't hide these things anymore. They're coming out. They're right in people's faces, because the fire has been lit. I'll just see what else we get today. They're showing me railings, like it's almost like a bridge with railings, but it's a specific bridge. Now I think this could be in Paris. I'm not quite sure. There's a bridge where you put your lockets on it, and you put your lockets on there, and I think it's about love. Let me know down below. I'm not really up to date on it, but I do know of it. I think I've seen it in movies. And you put your locket on, and that's your little wish about, it's usually, I think, about love. Being Paris, I'm guessing that it would be. But what they're saying here is that we now have to put our locket, or our padlock, a little lock, you can put any lock, on our fence now. So we could use our fence. They're kind of showing me that railings of the bridge, but we could use our fence. We have to lock in freedom. So it's almost like, it's not that we're putting the padlock, like I talk a lot about us being behind the fence and protecting ourselves from a lot of the dramas and what's going on and people waking up. And what they're saying is, it's not that we're putting the lock on our gate and locking ourselves in. When that's not what the guides are saying. They're saying this is like the locks on the fence in, I think it's Paris. You put your lock on your fence, and if everybody does this globally, now this lock actually represents freedom. So there is now this movement where people are wanting their freedom, and it's not just us anymore. If anybody has seen the picture of the locks on that, I'm sure it's on a bridge railing or some sort of fence. It's something like that. That's the visual they give me. There are gazillions of locks put on that fence. It's a huge thing, and people who travel all do it. I'm pretty sure it's about love, but ours is about freedom, and this is growing. So what they're saying to me is the image is that if we put our little lock on there, and we actually started the freedom movements, didn't we? We stood up with Canada, most of us around the globe. If you're watching my video, I know in Canada you stood up. This is the movement. This is the freedom movement. It's starting again, but it's showing me like with the lock, the padlock being put on our fence. It creates a starting point. So by putting that one lock on, then suddenly someone else will put, like if we all do ours, this is visually in our mind because it's energy. You put that on, and then suddenly someone else comes along and goes, oh, that's a good idea. I really want my freedom back too. I'm going to put mine on there. So they're going to want to get their freedom back. So look, this is not literally, this is in our minds, but this is what the guides are giving me. They're representing that it can start as a small, maybe that locket thing in Paris, I'm guessing it is. Maybe that started as just something small, and one person said, I'm going to make a wish and I'm going to put this padlock on this fence or railing, and then suddenly within like a week there were like 1,000 of them, and then it just kept growing, and now it's growing and growing, and they probably have to remove some of the really old ones because there's probably no room anymore. And this is what the guides are saying to me. It starts with our voices, and it starts with the things that we do, and it's like, walking your talk. That's what they're saying to me. You've got to walk your talk. There's no point talking about, oh, I want my freedom back and I want to do this, and not living it. But we're actually living that now. I said yesterday, we're kind of like these free-range chickens, and someone's opened the gate and we're all just roaming around in our freedom because we know when to get behind the fence. It's like if, at night time, a lot of people I know put their chickens away because of the foxes. They're very good, and wild dogs and things are good at hunting them down. Here in Australia, that's the case anyway. So we do have moments where we, have to protect ourselves and go behind the fence and sort of just do our own thing. But when that gate opens, we have free range, and we're moving around in society like everybody else. Nobody knows if we're jabbed, unjabbed, if we've been mandated, if we've lost our jobs. Nobody knows. We're all just blending in. If you're injured, no one knows these things. We're just like these little free-range chickens that are wandering around and enjoying our freedom and our space again and our life again. And we're sort of setting that example, and that's why they're giving me the padlock like on the fence, because that they're representing those freedom padlocks. That means that we all started this movement, and that, like I said, the spark has been ignited, and people will follow because people will want to make that wish. It's like I talked about in Canada the other week. People were really praying. They were praying that I'm sure they're still doing it, that their life would change, and that, maybe Trudeau, there would be a shift in the parliamentary leaders, or, I still believe that Canada is probably doing that. But that's the example of these padlocks and the locks on the fence, is we're still making these wishes for freedom. I honestly feel like a lot of us, we're always uncertain of what's going to happen moving forward. But because we see with such clarity, we know how to navigate this. So if you're watching my videos, I know that you've got a handle now. You feel stronger. You feel more in your own personal power. And you have a way to navigate this. We know, there's a fox. Let's go behind the fence and shut the gate. That's what we do. We know when things aren't great, we kind of, okay, back to our safe place now. But we always sort of have that ability to open that gate and wander out and live our lives. And remember, I keep saying, other people are seeing that. I talked yesterday about they thought and they were told by government that this was just all horrific and we were all going to get sick and fill up the hospitals and all the same narrative, you know. I don't have to tell you guys, you all know what the narratives were. Gosh, they still pump it out on the news occasionally, not as much, because they're using their different distractions, as we know. And this is what I'm definitely getting. That's what's currently happening. You know, people are seeing that we're still getting on with our lives and that we're not the ones that are kind of constantly getting sick or having these ailments. It's starting to become clearer and it's becoming very obvious now. I'm not saying we don't get things, because we still do, but there's a lot to also be said for natural immunity too. And I don't know why government, if they were so interested in healing people, didn't go down the road of, you know, other certain tablets and things that could have worked and silenced all the doctors. Like, you know, we have a lot of questions, don't we, sometimes? But that's what I'm getting. It's I want you to hold that kind of visual in your mind, that people are wanting to also put their locks on the bridge railings or the fence, because they saw all of us do it, and now it's become this, like, I don't know how you'd say it. It's almost like a trend, isn't it? Like, I've got to put my lock on, and you know, this is all about freedom, and let's do this. But this is in their mind. Remember, I don't mean literally. Well, you could put a lock on your fence if you wanted to. Maybe that's a movement that we could start. Put a lock on your fence, and then people know it's freedom. But you don't actually put it on the gate. This is just hanging on your fence as a symbol. So it hangs as a symbol of that we're in control of our own life. We're the only one that has the key to unlock our freedom. And I think that's really well said by the guides today, is that we're the ones that have the key to our own freedom, because we can unlock that lock at any time. And these people who are waking up are starting to realize that. I'll just see what else we get today. Now I'm getting Germany, Belgium, Switzerland. There's a lot going on there that you guys have to navigate at the moment. But they're saying that you have to focus, like, on your soul's purpose of breaking free of that, like, it's saying imagery. I feel in these countries, like, just touching on these, that you feel very lost at the moment. Your countries still haven't recovered from the pandemic, so there's still a lot of confusion in these countries, and it feels to me like you're sitting sort of idle. There's not much movement, and the guides are saying, like, don't be scared of that. Sometimes it's not a bad thing. It's just things have come to that halt. Like they've said to me the other day actually, that the train kind of halts sometimes, and it comes to a standstill, and that's not a bad thing, because that means things aren't moving forward. So take that as a positive if you're living in any of those countries. I'll just see what else we get. So don't panic. It's just things have slowed, which is good. You want things to slow. We don't want things fast tracking. I'll see what else we get today. I'm getting Canada. You feel like you're still in a blur. I'm currently looking out the window, for example, at this huge fog. We've got a big fog this morning. We get a lot of fogs because I live in the mountains. But it feels like in Canada you're in a real blur. It's almost like sometimes when you wake up in the morning and your eyes are really blurry, and you can't, there might be sleep in them, or you can't quite wake up if you've had a very, very heavy sleep. And it feels like, you know, you're trying to see a bit clearly. That's the energy I'm getting for you in Canada. I still feel like there's a lot of, it's heavy, dense energy that's overriding your spiritual kind of quest. But the guides are kind of saying, you know, it is a quest. You don't give up. When you're on a quest, you don't give up. It's not negotiable. You think of any old sort of a story about a quest, you know, like the Knights of the Round Table and all this kind of thing again comes to mind, because that's something that we associate with, like the sword. is King Arthur. But when you're on a quest, you don't give up. And that's the message for you in Canada. You have the spiritual mass, and that's what I'm talking about. You have this strength spiritually that can bring change. Because I said it the other day, people are rising up in Canada in their spiritual bodies, and that's where they're focusing their energy, and that's permeating out now. Just because things are blurry doesn't mean it's going to stay blurry forever. It's like a fog here. We get fogs till 11 or 1 in the afternoon sometimes. It can be that bad. But when that fog clears, blue sky, sunshine, everything's really crisp and clear. So, in Canada, the message today is just don't give up on that. Stay on your quest. Oh, I'm getting a kind of strange analogy here. It's like I'm getting like a lightning strike. I'm hoping it's around Trudeau and his lightning might strike him down. We know there's so much corruption over there. But that's something that they're giving me. So the message for you guys watching my video in Canada or America or wherever you guys might be, it doesn't matter where you're living really, stay on your quest, because that is your path. You've been chosen to push forth. That's the message, that push forth is, it's even that older terminology, push forth and onward. You can almost hear it coming out of the king's kind of mouth. If you think of King Arthur, he pulls that sword from the rock and he's the only person that can do it, and he pushes forward because he's the only one who can get that sword out of the rock, because that's his gift. So that's what I'm saying to you guys. You have this gift where you can push forth. You have that strength. You have that knowledge. You have that wisdom now, because we've already been through the waking up process. We've got the wisdom to share. And that's why I always say about just keep helping other people, with the rope. Just slowly pull them towards the truth, because that's our job. We're the ones that have to keep pushing through the blur, or you could call it the fog. But we have to keep pushing through, The guides are kind of saying, one day there will be blue skies again. And so, in Canada, just keep that real spiritual strength up, because that's where you have your power. You have your power en masse spiritually, with your vibration. It's crucial. So keep that up in Canada. I'll just see if there's anything else. I'm getting, just don't let things deteriorate around you. Like, when we're in times of uncertainty and confusion and, you might feel a bit lost or wondering where this is all heading, the guides are saying just don't let things deteriorate around you. Just don't let things sort of fall away out of your life. Like, you've also got to reach out and keep your... it's saying, keep your road unfolding. So it's almost showing me like there's the council or whoever that makes the roads, they're rolling out the next bit of bitumen, and they're laying the bitumen, and they're rolling out this beautiful new road. And this is the representation that the guides are giving me. They're giving me that we're laying our own road. So, with the visuals of the steamroller, pressing it all down and making it all neat, and the lines are getting painted on, and we know what direction we're going in. We know it. It's not even a matter of, what road am I going to take? We're not at forks in the road. That's not our journey. That's for the people waking up. We're rolling out our own road, and it's like making your own path forward. And that's a really positive thing, because it's actually also saying that, by showing the men, working on our road and building it, and it's like a new path. We're creating a new path. And I think that's why it's been so important that we all did the vote and came up with the name for our new world, because we're not going down the New World Order. We're creating our own path here. And that's why I love when you guys write to me and we all talk, because we all support each other and we understand how each other thinks and feels and what we're going through. We can help to sort of prop each other up. It's very important, because a lot of us have gone through a lot of isolated times during all these past couple of years where we have been ostracized, and it's not been fun. It's been quite horrible. So to have people who now care about each other again is a beautiful feeling. So that's why they're showing me the new laying of the road forward. Our road is just rolling out now. It's being compacted and compressed, and it's smooth, and we've got the lines. We know exactly where we are and where we're heading in that direction, and that's a great feeling. And it's open-ended, like the guides are saying. It's just rolling out nicely now. We've got the steamroller rolling along, just pressing it all down, and the guys are like topping up any like potholes on the sides, and it's all very tidy and neat. And that's our life. We're moving in a very strong and focused direction now, and that's the image of the bitumen road being made for us. And the guides are kind of saying they're also kind of helping us with that. They're helping us with the movement. You know, a lot of us, and well, we can definitely give Canada the credit for that, lit that spark. And that's what's created all this sort of, all the information being lit up now and being shown. The truths are being shown. So we just have to stay on our road. Like I said, like the free-range chickens, we've got to get behind the gate sometimes if the foxes are out to protect ourselves from all the nonsense that's going on from... gosh, waking up people. It's going to be a bit scary. Like I talked about a few zombies walking around yesterday. But at the end of the day, just stay on your path and keep your focus right. And that's about looking after yourself. I always talk about that. It's very, very crucial to your health and well-being, and keeping that spirituality up, because I always say it, we're living from very different dimensions now. We have that real natural instincts and the gut feelings, and the senses are opened up a lot. We even have that ability for telepathy, because you might even find like synchronicity, the synchronistic moments, you know, might come up as well, where, you know, we have a few on here, don't we? Some of you write to me and say, oh, I was doing that today, I was cooking a soup today, or we have a lot of synchronistic moments. And that's, synchronicity is something about, you know, I've got a few videos actually on synchronicity if you want to go check those out. I might put one up here actually. But this is about vibration. Synchronicity is about having that similar vibration and things coming together. So, you know, these are the kind of things we're starting to experience in our life. You know, information comes to us when we need it, for example. So look, stay on the road. It's unfolding. Protect yourself when you need to. Next video, I'll tell you what the outcome is of our new, not our new world, but our new name for our world, behind Wilson's fence over here. Wilson behind the fence. And stay brave, stay strong, everybody, and just stay on your quest. And that is the message for today. Look, I will say goodbye from Australia today. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, I'll leave the synchronicity video here. And take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Hit the like buttons. That helps me heaps. And I will see you very soon. Bye from Australia. Take care. Bye.